Hi, this is Mark Richards, creator of CandidatesChair.com. Thanks for visiting the site and welcome to this free seminar on Twitter versus LinkedIn for job search. The objective of this webinar is to share how and when to use these tools for your job search and networking. You want to invest your time wisely, so which one do you use? Both Twitter and LinkedIn can help make connections, create a voice for yourself in the market, and learn from others. They simply go about it in different ways. A quick sidebar, because many people say, I know of Twitter, but I don't know Twitter. So a quick definition. Twitter is microblogging. It allows you 140 characters per message or a tweet, and within that message you can include links to a website, a blog post, your LinkedIn profile, etc. Twitter is a massive network of people. There are millions of people on the system today, and they tend to group by areas of interest. Within Twitter, like LinkedIn, you have followers, people that you follow and people that follow you. And the reason for doing that is that way you can help each other by sharing information that's relevant to your area of interest. I really like this quote from Dan Nash about social media. I cannot tell you how many people I've connected with outside of my immediate community with Twitter. It's way more than I ever thought when I first signed up for my account. There are some great guides on how to use Twitter and amazing tools like TweetDeck to make Twitter easier, but here's a basic review. This is the home page, and on the left-hand side you'll see the tweets of the people that you follow and your tweets. On the right side, it shows the last tweet you did, who you're following, your followers, and on the bottom right, once you establish your area of interest, ideas for people that you may be interested in following. But really, it all happens in this box. This is where you type in your 140 characters and go from there. If you're going to start using Twitter, please see my blog post, Using Twitter for Job Search, and it'll give you some great ideas on things to do before you send your first tweet. So back to the first question, where should I spend my time? And actually, you'll answer that question with another question, which is how much time do I have? You really want to join what you can manage and master one network before you add another. You're really trying to build a presence out there, and doing that takes time and effort. And so better to build one very well than two not so well. Now here's my quick comparison between Twitter and LinkedIn on how to use them for job search and networking. First, my overall comparison. I think of them as two rivers. The Twitter river is a fast-moving river. It is absolutely packed with boats, but there's still lots of people standing on the shore. But between the boats, people are just talking back and forth like mad to one another. So there's all this activity. For LinkedIn, it's a much slower-moving river, and there's not as many boats on it, but there are absolutely millions and millions of people standing on shore. And now I'll tell you why those are relevant as we go forward. So where Twitter is strong is that you can find people by that area interest, by city, by profession, by industry. It's very easy to find them. And what you'll get in return is this fast pace of information that comes out. Twitter is also great for promoting yourself with sheer volume. As fast as you can do it, Twitter can take it. LinkedIn, where it's really strong, is obviously in finding and researching people, but even better, once you find that person, using your network to get connected to them. I think it's much easier to stand out in LinkedIn. That's my analogy of a few boats on the river and millions of people on shore. Most answers in group discussions have a very low rate of participation, so if you actively participate, you're going to get noticed. In fact, 1/3 of the traffic that comes to the Candidates Chair site is driven from answering questions on LinkedIn. The other great part about LinkedIn is that once you're in a group, most people allow other group members to reach out and contact them directly. So once you find someone in a group that you're interested in, at least you have a way to reach out and let them know you'd like to network further. Now, where they're not so strong, Twitter, it's difficult to provide a very detailed background. It's harder for people to really find you. The other thing with Twitter, because of that analogy of the millions of people on the river and all the fast activity, it is more difficult to stand out. If you're not a celebrity, don't expect to get millions of followers right away. For LinkedIn, I think there's limitations in the profile, and I always encourage people not to think of their LinkedIn profile as a substitute for your resume, your marketing plan, and your targeted company list. Also, LinkedIn is not organized for rapid updates, and it's also difficult to follow a single person's content. Once I find someone on LinkedIn that I'm interested in meeting, I'll usually flip over to see if they have a Twitter account, and if they do, I'll follow the things that they share over there. So when it comes to priority, Twitter versus LinkedIn, it's really a walk before you run. LinkedIn is your walk, Twitter is your run. Before adding Twitter for your job search and networking, you should have mastered within LinkedIn getting a good set of connections. Make sure you've got a detailed profile so you're easy to find, and start to promote yourself within group discussions and answers. That will get you the most mileage in your job search and networking before you move to Twitter. One last thing I want to share, and this is really a mistake that I made in terms of confusing what's important. There's interesting and relevant. The number of tweets, the connections, followers that you have, that's really interesting. But when you can figure out what you can do for one another, that's when you make it relevant, because now you've really started building a relationship with someone else. So don't make my mistake again, and always think about how do you use these tools to help somebody else. Once again, this has been Mark Richards, creator of CandidatesChair.com. Thanks for visiting the site, and good luck today.